then I'm just going to introduce you. You can take a seat wherever. Alrighty. So I'm going to set this right up here.
Take that off,
yeah.
Don't fall.
It should be good. We'll stick it right there. Perfect. All right. If you want to introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Rosemary Mandato, and I live at the Village Park in Alpharetta.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. And whatever. I'm just, I have many. Oh, gosh, I have so many pictures I could talk about. But this, my husband, we had buried my husband, and they took a picture and almost were not able to get everybody into the picture. And the boys just stood there and said, Mom, do you know it's only you and Dad? No brothers, no sisters, no nothing. This is all your family. We're missing 3 little babies because they were born afterwards, and about 20 dogs that we don't have on there. But you can't see, I know who they are, but you really can't see the whole family. But they are one more beautiful in looks and in their manners. They're all beautiful. My boys have grown up to be such wonderful boys. My daughter, all right, but she grew up to be 50. No, she wasn't 50. She was, 50. She was 50, and she was a wonderful girl. She left 3 wonderful children who you would be I'm very proud of, and all of the other ones are. We have a family full of workers. They are just all workers. It's just, I don't know where it came from. I know my husband was a worker, and so was I, but I mean, they don't know that. They didn't see that. We have a couple of nurses. We have a couple of teachers, a couple of artists. Most of the boys are into computers, and on and on I could go. One has his own business of construction. The others are businessmen. It's we're very, very varied. All of them, they are so, and they are all very nice. And recently it was my birthday, and they gave me a birthday party. And what we did is some of them were at my son's house, and the others were all on Zoom. So we really had everybody together, and it was really very, very nice. I love being here. The people here are very nice, but I love going home. Love going to my granddaughter's house, my daughter's daughter, and staying there with those 2 little kids that drive me nuts. They are so sweet. The last time I went there, the little boy said to me, "You want me to drive you someplace?" I said to her, "You're 8 years old. What do you mean?" He said, "We have a golf cart, and I can drive the golf cart." I said, "Nolan, I don't know." and he said, "Come on, let's go." So my granddaughter said, "Come on, I'll go with you." So she drove down the block, and Nolan got in, and he drove me back. And when he turned, I was grabbing onto the bottom. I thought I was going to fly out, but no, he drove very beautiful. Is that enough for us?
That's wonderful. I just have a question.
Yeah.
So you said that this was one of your most favorite pictures, but for me, it sounds like it was taken on such a sad day.
But I had my whole family there. You know what I mean? You don't always get them who lives in New York, who lives in Arizona or wherever they do. And this is my son's backyard. And that's, he has an absolute bush. But that is, I have so many. I could never tell you my favorite pictures. They're all so special. My wedding picture, that was really a special day. You know the half of the story of how we got married, and I don't know. I could tell you stories and be here for hours. That's crazy. But tonight I was thinking of a funny situation that Nick and I used to go down on a date. We'd go down to Coney Island and see the fireworks. That was a cheap date, and we'd go Tuesday and Thursday, and that's where we would go, and we would just tell each other what we thought that the fireworks were coming. What is that? It's a star. We each have a different thing, and it was really such a nice time. we didn't go too many places because we never had enough money, and we were always saving. And that's, you know, this was it was a sad story, but we put he went into the army, you know, the service, and we all rode with motorcycle people who came with us, and it was really something. We were very, very sad and freezing because it got cold, but it was just a good day because every one of them were there. That's something you can't get together all the time. Yeah, I haven't seen my son in New York since the pandemic, you know, and he's got they've got a brand new grandson, and I see him on the phone, but I've never seen him or held him in my arms, you know. So that's why. Maybe that's wrong to feel that way, but it was very close. We were very close. Yeah, you don't have to tell. Well, they don't have to know that.
No, I love all of it. I mean, how many people would you say are that?
50.
50? Oh my gosh.
I would say 50. Yeah.
That's pretty close knit for everybody to fly out from Arizona, New York, and just. Was that here in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
This is in Atlanta, and the priest from St. Thomas came back to the house too. He said, "I don't believe this family. I don't believe this family." The priest, the pastor, had come down and talking. It was very, very nice. My son hired someone to cook. He usually cooks everything, but he said, "No, Mom, I can't come that day. I can't cook that day. It's too sad." And we had our good cries, and then we all laughed. When we were taking this picture, we were all laughing because you're pushing me, you're in my place. It was really funny. I had the best seat in the house.
Oh, is that you with the dogs?
No.
Or where are you at?
I'm in the chair.
Right there, beside the dogs, beside the babies.
Right. And the dogs. The dogs had to be in the pictures. I said, "Get that out of here." No, they're in the family too. And they are. And they really are. So, yeah. It took a long time to grow this family. 68 years, so that's a long time. Yeah, it is.
Is that how long you and Nick were together?
Nick and that's right. We were together 68. It's 69 now. This would have been 69.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we were together from when I was 15. You know, and that's when, and he was young too. We were in high school, and. Is that it? Or?
I just have one more question. This just makes me so happy seeing everybody come together. I know you talked about being workers growing up and like getting your family, and they didn't see too much of all the stuff you guys have went through, but what would you say is what made your family so close knit? What's the secret to a happy family?
We often talk about that, you know. I don't know. Nick and I just wanted the family close, and we always taught them. My husband used to tell them, "You have 5 children, and put together, they're a hand, and they are strong. You take them apart, and they're not strong. So always stay together." And that's the boys. I would say he did more. Me, I was the loving mother, but Nick was the one that, you know, the kids always looked up to him. They loved their mom, but they respected and listened to their father. Oh yeah, and the boys have done the same thing with their family. That is so unbelievable. They only have one boy, Nicholas, Michael's boy, and he moved to Colorado because he loves to snowboard and he loves and everything. So he's the only one that's that far away. And he comes in twice a year, and he just came in for Christmas, and it's great. You have to see Christmas at our house. I mean, they all can't come, but whoever lives in the neighborhood and whoever wants to come from out of town, the boys will put them up. Yeah, it's really great like that. Yeah. When my daughter died, it was the same thing. They came to South Carolina, and we had everybody in my yard. That's what they did. So that's the way it is. It was always like that. And I wrote that in my book. I'm so grateful. God for everything, that He's given us, and He's my partner. If I didn't have God as my partner, my husband and I always had God as our partner. Yeah, we couldn't do anything without Him. Yeah.
I love that so much. All of it. So this was last year?
The year before.
Year before.
This last year was a year that he had died.
Mm.
He died. I don't know if I ever told you. I don't know if you want to tell you.
Oh, you're good.
We went to my son's house, Nikki's house, for Thanksgiving, and everybody said we can't get together anymore because we're too many people. So go to Nikki's. So we went to Nikki's, and he sat down and he ate and hated turkey. He ate turkey. He ate everything she put in front of him. And it was Nick's birthday, my son. My mother died on the 29th of November. And when I was pregnant with Nikki, the doctor said I would have it maybe a couple of days before. And I told her, no, I will have it on the 29th. And I had him on the 29th on a Sunday when she died. So his birthday we always celebrated. And we celebrated his birthday. And my husband said, I'd like a cup of coffee. Never would do that. He'd say, let's go home. And he stayed, and then they picked him up, and they said, come on, we'll walk you to the car. Walked him to the car, got in the car, and he said to my son, I feel very nauseous. He said, I think I'm going to up. So my son took him out of the car, and he died in his arms.
I'm so sorry.
That was his son, Nick. Yeah. But he was 90. And he used to tell me he was going to die every day. Every day. He'd tell me, it's time. I know I'm God. I know God. I said, oh, you're the God? You're God? Now you're God.
How do you even cope with that?
Oh, I have a wonderful time here in the day. And I come home at night. And I sit and I cry. Sometimes cry my eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to bed, and sometimes I sleep, sometimes I don't. But I do let it out because it's an awful lot. And writing this to the children is a big part of it. I cry on them too, but I really do have a lot of fun in the day. I don't mention anything like that. And I have friends. They're all very good friends, and that's the only way I go. But I miss his touch. I miss having a man just hold me. Just, always ask him questions, because he was older than me. Not much, but he was older. Yeah. Yeah, it's... I'm sorry I can't wear my wedding ring. My wedding ring doesn't fit me anymore. I got so heavy that I didn't like it. He didn't like it either. He said to me, what happened to you? I said, what happened to me? We're reading in a place where they don't give us that. So that was, that's why. But he liked all the women here. He liked all the girls that used to come in. He just didn't like anybody giving him a shower. That was the only thing he didn't like. He'd say, can't you do it? I'd say, Nick, I'm just as crippled as you are. He'd say, I can't do the things I used to do.
I think this is going to be my last question, because everything, it's just so beautiful, and it's hard to see love stories like this today. I mean, you guys were married 68 years, right? And this would have been 69. Like, how do you maintain and sustain that loving relationship and that family and all of that?
We talk on the telephone. There's one grandson that calls me every week. He's from New York. And one girl that calls me, Allison calls me all the time. She's like my mother hen. We talk to each other. The little children, I try to write notes to them on the special day. I can't give them money anymore, so I used to put a $2 bill in there. But now I just write a little note to these children, and I tell them how much I love them, and don't ever forget Grandma and Grandpa. The twins remember him. I saw them at my birthday, and they're 3 years old. And one of them, Lillian, came over, and she said, Papa liked popcorn. I said, do you remember, Papa? Yes. And blue chair was his chair. I said, well, sometimes I sit in it. No, that's Papa's chair.
I love it.
And I mean, they were 1.5 when he, 1.5, almost 2. And she would come like maybe every week with them, and they would just trot through the place, and everybody, oh, twins. They didn't look like twins. They were 2 opposite children, 2 girls that looked different. Anyway, but that's how I keep in touch with them. I do keep in touch with them. There's one group that doesn't keep in touch with me, but she's got a farm, and she's got, but she does call. She does write on the thing there, and I just forgive her because I know it was rough. I didn't have anybody to write to because I lost my mother young. This is the whole thing. But I had a wonderful mother-in-law. Wonderful. She took me as a daughter. And it was really... when you came in, I was sitting there thinking of the first time that I met him. And then he took me on a ride in Coney Island that my hair was all blown out. And he said to me, we're going to my house. I said, you're crazy. He said, no, we're going to my house. I want you to meet my parents. Now, look what I look like. You look beautiful. We go to his house. They weren't home. They were next door. Now, everybody came from Italy. And they didn't have families. So they were paisans. They loved stuff together. There were 30 people sitting around a table. I walked in this basement. Oh, my God, let me tell you. I wanted to crawl in a hole. All right?
I love it.
And I got, oh, this is Nikki's new girlfriend. Die. I wanted to die. But that's my life. I cry a lot. Can't help it. But that's all right. I pray a lot. For every one of them, every day. I mention their names every day in my prayer. And that's not an easy task.
Yeah.
But I do. And I tell them that. When I tell them that, they go, you really mentioned my name? I said, yeah. Not all of them are, kept the path that I had. But they're still good people. Is it over?
Yeah, is there anything else you want to add?
No.
Well, you're good then. Thank you so much. I'm going to just take a
crying.
No.
You sound like tears in your eyes.
Guys, it's really sweet. And I love it.
One of my